Good afternoon to one and all. I, Professor Snehal Dhani, faculty member in MCA, Siagar Institute of Business Administration and Research, Pune. It gives me immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of Siagar Institute of Business Administration and Research, which has clubbed all of us for a 2 day workshop on Introduction to Software Testing Tools. Now, I welcome all the dignitaries, starting from my Dr. Netra Patil, Madam, Director of SIBA. She is very motivative and inspiring person who is always helping, nurturing, and encouraging us through our academics and co-curricular activities, which grooms us to make ready to industry standards. Next to ma'am, we have with us our guest speaker, Mr. Amol Ujagare sir, who had pursued BEIT from PICT Pune University and worked in IT industry for more than 7 years. Sir is also business owner of Scripting Logic. He is author of book Practical Approach of Software Testing. Next to sir, we have our other event coordinator, Professor Sanket Mistry sir, who is working around the clock to make all these events great success. Thank you, sir. And before we start, I'd like to give a brief introduction of software testing. The process used to help identify the correctness, completeness, security, and quality of developed computer software. Thank you everyone for joining us here. Today, I'm sure at the end of this session, we will be able to update our knowledge of software testing. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Snell Madam, to introduce me and the software testing. I um, I again thank you to CBAR, the organization, and the management who gave me opportunity to give you this webinar. Okay, without wasting much time, I'll be starting with our webinar. So today is day one. On day one, I'll be talking about, as I said, on manual testing, that is basics of software testing, and one software testing tool, Selenium WebDriver. We will be starting introduction with it. So I'll quickly start with the presentation. Before that, I would like to request you all, please mark your attendance. Link of the attendance is given in the description just below this video. Just go there and mark your attendance. That link will be live after this session only for 15 to 20 minutes. After that, it will be disabled. So I request you all, just mark your attendance on that link. Okay. So next thing is that I'm going to off this video, and I'll be starting with the presentation only, because this will not allow us to have maximum bandwidth. So I'll be switching off this video, and let's move to the presentation. Okay. So this is the workshop for 2 days on software testing tools, right? And this workshop is brought to you by Siagar Institute of Business Administration and Research. This is in association with Scripting Logic, which is my firm. Okay, so I personally would like to thank you to Professor Sanket Mistry, who is the workshop coordinator. Also, I would like to thank you, Professor Snehal Dhani Madam, who is again a webinar coordinator, and the most crucial person, or the person behind this MC or CBAR, Dr. Netra Patil. So I thank you, all of you. Right? Let me give you a brief introduction about myself. So my name is Amol Ujagare, and I'm the author of the book Practical Approach of Software Testing. It is available on Amazon India International and Kindle. Right? So you can get the hard copy of it from the Amazon. If your area is not deliverable, then you may get its Kindle copy, right? So you can read the ebook of it from Amazon. Then basically I completed my BE in 2010 from PICT College, and after that I worked for IT industry for around 7 years as a QA member as well as manager. Then currently I'm conducting trainings on automation testing like Selenium, Cucumber, API testings on behalf of Scripting Logic since last 4 years. I also have a tutorials website. Text tutorials are there on this website, scriptinglogic.com. Then I have a YouTube channel on which you are watching this video. or this live webinar or workshop. So it is youtube.com/Amol Uzagre. So there are so many videos I put. Those are related to software testing, manual testing, automation testing, and so many career guidance stuff is also there. Then I have one more portal, that is scriptinglogic.in. Here you will find some free courses and some paid courses. Those are self-paced, pre-recorded courses. So after some time, I'll be giving you the introduction to this portal as well. Then this is day one. So let me give you a brief introduction what we are going to do today. So software testing need and introduction to automation. So what is software testing and why we need software testing? How the manual testing is done? How do we write test cases in the industry? What you should learn from the software testing? Then how to start learning software testing concepts in detail for free. Then what is automation? Introduction to automation. What is Selenium? And how to download and configure Selenium. So these are the topics that we are going to cover today, right? So these are the day 2 topics. Let's just skip that. Okay, so let us just switch to our today's topic, that is what is software testing and all that. So first I would like to discuss with you that what is the reason because of which people choose software testing as a career, right? So many of us are thinking or planning to move either to the development or to the testing, but you must be associated with some myths, right? So very first thing that I always observe that since we don't like programming, this is the one of the reason because of which we want to move ourselves to the software testing, right? So people don't like programming, so they want to do software testing. Again, they will to enter into the software industry. That's again a valid reason. And we feel that during the work, it needs less efforts than that of a developers, right? So my friends, I would like to warn you, if you are learning or if you are planning to go into the software testing because of these reasons, then I am afraid that software testing is not for you. Because see, initially 7 to 8 years back when I started my software testing career, that time this watch competition was not there. Means people from any field used to come, they used to learn, take the course of software testing, and they used to get a job very easily. But actually now the competition is quite tougher, and in order to stay here, you must have a basic knowledge of programming. I'm not saying that you need to be an expert programmer, right? Programming in testing and programming in development, these two are totally different aspects, right? So a little bit knowledge of programming has to be there just to stand out of the crowd, right? Of course, we all are going to get into the software industry, but if you're feeling that during your work it needs less effort than that of a developer, then again, my friends, tell me a job where you don't need efforts. You pick up any job, any responsibility, you have to put an extra effort. Just like I heard sometimes back, what is extraordinary? So if you add some extra into your ordinary things, it becomes extraordinary, right? So never ever suppose that there will be less efforts. You have to put your efforts, you have to put your hard work in any field, any job you take, right? So I think we are clear with this. So we will move further. So what are softwares, right? So before learning into the software testing, we should see what are softwares. There are 3 types of softwares, like window based, web based, then window based but online. Okay, so I believe these are the 3 important types of the softwares. So everybody know what are the window based softwares, right? So window based softwares, I can say like that, Word, PowerPoint that you daily use. Then there are many billing softwares, right? So those are also window based. Then web based software. So Some websites like Amazon.com, Flipkart, those opens in the browser, and you can do several operation on applications. Then we have some window based but online. So there are some softwares, those are window based, but their data is online, right? Small example is, Amazon Music. uh, if you search on Google, you can download the Amazon Music, and it is a desktop application. You can play it on your desktop, but the data of the songs that comes from the web. One more example I would like to tell you. You go to any shopping mall where there is a billing software, right? So that billing software, you might observe, it looks like a window based. Actually, it is a window based, but its data is centralized. This is again one of the example of window based but online software, right? So what is software testing? So software testing is a process of evaluating or exercising the software application in order to find bugs. This is just a definition. So let's try to dig into it, what actually it is. So have you ever tested anything? I know you have tested so many times. For example, many times you bring something into your home, like some electrical appliances, like electronic appliances, some mobile applications, right? Some softwares you buy. So before you use, you first test it. You first check whether everything is fine or not. You first check whether whatever thing that you have brought, it is working exactly as per its it is already promised by that particular vendor. Okay. And what makes it a good product? If it is working exactly as per the requirement, you say that it is a good product. If it has a very good look and feel, you say it is a good product. Again, it works exactly as per described in the manual, it is a good product. I ask you to check or test a mobile phone, what you will check? I guess first you will check whether you are able to make calls from your mobile or not, whether are you able to send SMS or not. If it is a smartphone, are you able to install some applications or not, right? So many things you can check, whether its camera is taking pictures or not, are you able to make videos or not, right? So those are the things, and there are so many things that you can check. If I ask you to check the camera, what will you check? Whether this camera is able to take the pictures or not. If it is a video camera, whether it is able to take videos or not, the resolution is correct or not, right? So many things that you can check about that camera as well. Then if I ask you to check the page, a login page, so what will you check in that? If I enter valid username and valid password, am I able to go on the dashboard or not? If I enter invalid username and invalid password, am I able to get a wrong username password error like message or not, right? So these are some checks that we can do. So actually in the industry, if your application or if some functionality is not working as per its requirement, we call it as a bug, and that bug is actually reported. And prior to that, actually there are so many test cases you have to write. So based on those test cases or those steps, you have to proceed your testing, right? So I'm going to show you quickly a demonstration of a test case writing for this same login page. So I'll open an Excel sheet. Okay, before that, let's check, let's just see what are the different fields that we use while writing a test case. We have a test case ID, objective, precondition, test steps, test inputs, then expected result, actual result, and status. Okay, so same things I'm going to write into the Excel sheet. Before that, we'll just quickly discuss what it is. So test case ID is an ID that is unique and given to the each test case. Then objective is the purpose of your test. What is your purpose? Why you want to take this test? Then we have precondition. Is there anything that should be there prior to execution of the test? Then we have test steps. What steps we are supposed to take in order to take this test. Then test inputs. Are there any test inputs that we need to use? Then expected result is predefined, and after executing the test, we get the actual result and we compare expected result with actual result, and we then state what is the status. If the expected and actual results are same, then status is passed, else it is failed. Okay, so let's just quickly write this. So what is first? Test case ID. Then we have objective, precondition, test steps, then test input, then expected result, actual result, status. Okay, so let's just do this like this. Okay, so test case ID. If suppose I'm trying to check this login page, and let's suppose we have some test case ID, test 001. So what is my objective? My objective is to check or to test the login button for valid username and password. If suppose this is a login page, and upon clicking on this login button, I want to test whether I am landing onto the dashboard or not, right? So I'll write it precisely: to test the functionality of login button for valid input. My precondition is that login page should be open. Okay, so this is my precondition. So what are my test steps? So as this login page should be open, I've already said that this is a precondition, so you should not start writing like this, key open login page, right? So login page is already open, so no need to write it again. So simply start with your test, enter username, enter password, click on login button. That's it. So these are the test steps, and the test input is test input. Let's suppose username is equal to admin, then password is equal to admin. So what is my expected result? So I should land up to, or we should land up to home page. Actual result we will get after execution of this test, right? So we'll keep it as it is. So let us write another test. So I'll write this test for invalid input. Okay, here again the precondition is login page should be opened, enter username, password, click on login button, and here I'll put some random username and random password, right? So here my expected is we should get error message. Okay, so this is again one more test case. I'll write one more case for you. So to test the functionality of login button for, let's say, blank input, login page should be open. So what I'll do, I'll just simply click on login button. Okay, so there are no username, no password, username, password blank. Again we should get error message. So after executing this, if we observe actual result is same as expected, then we say the status is pass, right? Similarly, if here is also we get the error message and it is same as expected, then the result is pass. Okay, just in case for this particular test case we don't get error message, then in that case the test is failed, right? So this is actually a test case template, and this is how we write the test cases into the industry, right? So again, every company has their own format. So again, this format will differ from company to company, right? So this is how the test cases are written. Now we will move to our next topic. What happens after the failure of this test, right? So this, if a case is failed, a bug is reported, right? So it becomes a bug. A test is not executing or doing as per its expectation. It means that it is failed, right? So its bug is reported, right? So this was a quick demonstration of a test case writing. So there are actually so many topics from software testing, manual testing that you should learn along with this. And let me just see. I have the list of it. Okay. So so the other topics that you should learn from software testing is SDLC models. There are so many models like waterfall model, prototype model, incremental development model, spiral model, agile model. Then there are some techniques of software testing like black box testing, white box testing. Different levels of testings are there: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. Then there are some types of testings are there, and there are some several topics are there that you should learn if you want to enter into the software testing field, right? So these are the basic, these are the prerequisite that you should know, you must know actually. And of course, along with that, automation is again must thing in nowadays. But these topics are very crucial, and you should learn it prior to moving to the automation, right? So how to learn this? So there are many different free resources available over the net, and you can use my site as well. For example, um, study sources. You have my book available on Amazon. You can get its physical copy of, or Kindle copy. You can get all the topics and description of it. If you're not able to do this, you can go to the text tutorial on scriptinglogic.com, and you can go to the testing section. Let me just quickly open that for you. You can go to scriptinglogic.com. Yes, this is my site. Okay, here you can see the software testing tutorials. There are some text tutorials available here. You can go through it, and you can read from it. Next thing is that I have a YouTube channel that you know. So there are so many videos on software testing. You can just go there. This is the YouTube channel, youtube.com, simply type Amol Zagre. And I have created one playlist of software testing. You can go here, playlist, and there is a manual testing playlist. You can search here. Yes, here it is. And here there are almost 23 videos. You can go through each and every video, and you will get to learn each and every topics from the software testing. If you find it difficult to find this playlist, then again I have a solution. I have another portal, scriptinglogic.in. Don't worry, I'll be sharing all these links in the description. So you can go here, you can sign up for free. And there is one video given over here. It describes actually how to use this portal, and you will get access to some free courses like Core Java and basics of manual testing. You can get access to it, and you can learn each and every learn from each and every video of it, right? So I think I made your path easy of learning the manual testing, right? So we'll move further. So the next topic is actually the introduction to automation, right? So actually, what is the automation? The activities done without human intervention, right? A machine does it for us. Let me just quickly give you some example. Washing machine. Earlier we used to wash our clothes with our hands. Now we have washing machine. It is automation. Earlier we used to cut the vegetables like this, but now we have a food processor. This is automation. Earlier we used to cook food like this on the gas, but now we have oven, and this is automation, right? So automation is simply something that helps us to do the things without actual human involvement, right? So similarly, when I say test automation, right? So the activity you saw earlier, that is writing of the test case, I have done it manually. I manually opened the browser, I manually entered username and password and clicked on login button, right? Those were the test steps I've written. Actually, we need to execute those manually. We need to do it manually. If I say I will have such a tool that will, just on clicking one button, will allow you to do the things, everything automatically. It will automatically open the browser, it will automatically enter username, password, click on the login button, right? So it is possible, and we can do it with the help of several tools, and Selenium WebDriver is one of them, right? So just write some notes for you. Selenium, actually it is open source. Open source means free, right? Unlike the other tools are UFT is there, and there are so many other tools, but those are paid. But Selenium is most popular. It is free and open source. Then actually we can test the web applications using Selenium. Okay, so we can test the web application using the Selenium. Selenium cannot be used to test the desktop applications or any desktop application or window based, right? So now again, when I say that Selenium is a tool, so sometimes a picture come into our mind that it might be something like a software that we will install and that will have some functionalities with the help of which we can record and play back the things, right? So it is quite obvious, but actually it is not like that. So to implement Selenium, we have to write a code in Java. To implement Selenium, we need to write code in Java. Don't worry, if you do not have any touch to the programming till date, don't worry, I'll be explaining everything very simple way, right? So you'll be able to automate the things. I would like to tell you that you don't need to have in-depth knowledge of core Java. You can, as I've shown you on the scriptinglogic.in portal, there is a free course on core Java. You can go through that and you will be easily learn the core Java, right? And again, the things that I'm going to demonstrate to you in front of you today, so that will also, even if you don't have a touch of Java, you will understand everything. That's my promise. Okay, so to implement the Selenium, we need to write some code in Java. So let us see what or how to do this. So what we are going to do is, we will be automating a login page, that is enter username, then enter password, click on login button. At least this much we will do, click login. Okay, so for that we need to set up Selenium project. Okay, so as I said, we need to write some code into Java, so we must have some editors like Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA. Actually, I prefer IntelliJ IDEA. We get suggestions very fast as compared to Eclipse, right? So IntelliJ IDEA, you can get it for free. You can simply search on Google IntelliJ IDEA and download from here, right? It has a paid version as well, but you can also get the community edition. You can download it from here for free, install it, say next, it will be installed. Now I have already installed it, so I'm not downloading it and installing it. Or you can do the same things in Eclipse as well, right? So today I'll be demonstrating you the Selenium code on IntelliJ IDEA, right? So I'm opening the IntelliJ IDEA, so it will take some time. So till then, I'll tell you, you should go to the Selenium website. Next step is, let's just write down some steps. So set up Selenium project. Okay, so download, first step is download all jars or Selenium. Okay, so to download you should go to selenium.dev website. Okay, So I'm entering the selenium.dev website. So let's go there. So you'll find a download button over here, and here go to the Java section. So Java, and here there is a download button, right? So click on download and download all the jar files. So it will take some time and it will get downloaded. So once you will install this IntelliJ IDEA, it is looking like this. So you should create a new project, just like in Eclipse. It is same Eclipse like an editor. You can use Eclipse as well. There is nothing wrong in it, or everything happens exactly the same way. So Java, then next give some name. Let's say Selenium project demo, Selenium project demo. Okay, so okay, fine. So the project is created. Here what you do is you right click here and create a new folder. I'll name it as a div. Okay, so now I think the Selenium jars are downloaded. I'll open it. So you can, if once you extract it, you will find that there are 2 jars over here. So let me just zoom it and show it to you. So there are 2 jars over here. You can copy those and paste it into the lib folder that we have created. Okay, so these are here now, and there are some more files inside. Again, there is one more folder called lib. So there are a few, I guess there are 5 files. I'm copying this and pasting it into the lib. Okay, so here all the files are there. Okay, so now one step is remaining. So we need to tell this project that there are some library files here that we should use. Actually, what are these files? These are the jar files. Jar files contain some ready-made functions that we can use directly. There are some ready-made commands that we can use directly. For example, to open a browser, or to enter something into text box, or click on the login button, like this. One more jar I think we should download, that is WebDriver Manager. Actually, this is for opening some different browsers. So WebDriver Manager is there. So you can say like this, download WebDriver Manager. I'll write the steps here. Create new project, then create lib folder, copy all jar files into lib folder, then download WebDriver Manager jars. Okay, so simply search on Google and you will get it. So I am clicking on this download button, and in some moments we will get the files downloaded. Yes, here it is. And I'll copy all these files again and we'll put it into my lib folder. Reflector. Fine. Okay, so again, one more step is pending. We need to tell this project that all the required library files are there in this lib folder. So we right click here and click on this open module settings, click on these libraries, click on this plus sign, then Java. Don't worry, I'll give you one link where all these steps are given, right, with screenshot. So just follow my session, you'll understand everything. Okay, so now everything is set. So I'll write a simple program here. So right click on src, say new Java class, let's say login demo. Okay, so here in Java actually we write main function inside the class, right? So public static void main, you have to write like this, public static void main, string args. Just for the time being, you just simply note down this, that you have to write like this, and inside this we are going to write some steps, right? So download a WebDriver Manager jars, copy into lib, then next step is set library to project, create new class, right click on src. Okay, so now what I want to do is, now first I want to open a browser. So for that there is this simple command. You have to write two lines: web driver manager dot which driver you want to open or which browser you want to open. Let's suppose Chrome driver. So I'll select Chrome driver dot setup. Then I'll have to write web driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, so these two lines are enough to open a browser. Okay, so I'll just simply right click and run. You see a browser is open, but actually it is not maximized. So to maximize it, you can simply write like this: driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, so right click and run. So you got this browser and it is maximized, right? If suppose I want to open some website, so you have to write like this: so driver dot get. Okay, if suppose I'll open some login page, I have a page, say http:// stock scriptinglogic.net. So let's just see whether we get this site open or not. Yes, here it is. The website is opening. This is a login page. So now our job is to enter something into this text box: username, then password, then click on this login button. Okay, so and let's just see how to do that. So for that we need to find this text box, right? So to find this text box, you have to simply right click here, say inspect, just click here. You just simply follow my instruction. You will understand. You don't need to go so much deep into the any programming or any technical things, right? So by the time you will make some practice on it, you will be more comfortable on that as well, right? But just simply follow me. I'm just clicking here and moving my cursor over here. So I can observe here the code is highlighted in the navy blue color, and here I can find there is some ID given to it, right? So this username is having certain code. Actually it is HTML code, so it is having some ID. So I'll copy this ID. So I need to find this first, right? And then I have to enter this. So as this is the element over a web, we call it as a web element. So on the next line I'll write web element I'll give some nice name to it, as it is a text box. So txt username is equal to the C driver dot find element. I'm finding it by what? It was an ID, so by what? By ID, and I'm putting this ID to it. Okay, so now we have to type something into it. So for typing we have a command send keys. Okay, and let's suppose I'm typing admin. Okay, so save this and let's try this whether we are able to write into the text box or not. Yes, you can see admin is typed here. Okay, so I'll similarly I'll write this password. Okay, so for password you can again go to this, simply click on this arrow key and move your cursor over here. You'll find the code highlighted here and you'll find ID as login password. Okay, so I'll copy this and again I'll do these two steps: web element txt, let's suppose password, it is equal to driver dot find element by dot id, it was id, and inside it login password. Okay, again I'll write this txt username dot or txt password dot send keys. Again I'll write admin only. Okay, so now again it will happen the same way. Next thing is I'll find this web element button, right? So I can see here I have a button, but I don't have ID for this, but I have a name for it. So name it submit. So I can find it by name. So web element btn login. These are just a name. Txt password, txt username, these are just a name. You can give any name, right? These are variables, we can say. So driver dot find element by dot name we have. Okay, so semicolon, then btn login dot here. We don't have to type anything into it, we have to click on it. So dot click, and let's run this program. See, the browser is open, it is maximized, website is open, username and password is typed, and clicked on the login button, right? So here I have automated this scenario. So this was just a small demonstration of what Selenium can do and how it can help us to do so many automated things, right? So this was just a small thing, a small demonstration. Selenium can do so many things or much more things in this, right? And again, I would like to tell you that you don't have to worry about that. I have never touched to the programming, right? So how to learn this? Again, I'm telling that the programming in perspective of development and in perspective of testing is totally different, right? So you just need to know some basics of programming, and when you will start, you will of course again go into the much depth of it, and you'll know so many things and you'll know more about programming, right? But initially when you are willing to start, you don't afraid to programming, right? So this was all about, I wanted to explain from manual testing as well as automation, that is Selenium WebDriver. Tomorrow we'll be talking about some web services, API testings, SOAP UI tool and JMeter. In case if you have any queries about today's session or anything, if you want to ask me, I'm waiting for your questions. Yes, any question, please put it into the comment. I would like to answer it happily. Okay, Asha Varsha is saying, if we want to do software testing course, where we can do it? Asha, I told you that I have a portal, scriptinglogic.in. Here you can learn software testing for free. So let me just show you quickly, scriptinglogic.in. So there are actually pre-recorded courses. You can learn it with your own pace, right? You can simply sign up here. You can watch this video how to use this portal, and you can find the manual testing beginner course, and you can do it for free. Yes, Shubham, I'll be sending the notepad file as well as all the notes that I have created in the video description. I'll create a link and I'll put it in the description. Aniruddha Mishra says that, can we make payment app? Okay, actually that is not a part of software testing, but yes, we can make a payment app. That is not a big deal. There are now so many payment gateways are there where those are very easy, like InstaMojo, and Razorpay is also there, where you don't need to know any coding standards or anything like that, and you can use it and you can integrate it. Rohit Raut says, is it required to write negative test cases? Yes, of course, Rohit, because our software testing is actually meant for finding the bugs, right? So our job is not just to prove that the software testing or the software is working fine or it is very good software. To prove it, this is not our job, right? Our job is to find the bug. So we, of course, we have to write negative scenarios. What is XPath? Shaheen Syed. Okay, I have a video on XPath. You can simply type here XPath simplified, and you will get the first result of my video. Right, so you can watch this video. You will get a lot of knowledge about the XPath. Can you tell more things how to automate a website, or what are the new things going on? This Poonam Batra says, can you tell more things? Actually, Poonam, there are so many new things that are going on in the automation, right? So with the help of this Selenium, you can not only automate the things, um, you can also verify whether it is passed or failed. You can take screenshots, then you can make reports. There are so many things that you can do. Okay, so many questions. Sir, what is the difference between the retesting and the regression testing? Rohit Raut said, what is the difference between the retesting and the regression testing? It is again important question, and simple too. Retesting is something that if suppose your software is having a bug and you reported it, developer says that I fixed it, and you checked whether he fixed it properly or not. This is retesting. And the regression, I can say, is if a developer fixes a bug, then you check all the software whether that fixing has made any side effect or not. Sir, is there any future of software testing because developer and agile is taking place rapidly? So, Hamid, don't worry. There is a very good future for software testing, and I always say that even the software testers are getting almost similar package than that of the developers. And again, there are so many things that we have to do as a software tester, and that is now equivalent to development, almost I can say. Bharat Dimple said, okay, sir, can you please send all the steps and material? Yes, of course, I'll be attaching it into the description, video description. Actually, whatever we have live streamed today, I'll be making its video. Actually, it is recorded. I'll be putting it on the YouTube. You will get this. And in the video description, I'll be putting all the notes and all the study material. Please send a link to your website because I'm watching. Yes, yes. Yes, Shine. I'll be sending all the, or I'll put all the links in the description, video description. Gayatri Chaudhary says, hello sir, is it possible to send keyboard events using Selenium? Yes, Gayatri, it is possible. You need to write some code. It is possible. Not straightforward, but possible. Poonam Batra says, sir, is automation software testing is in demand if somebody want to go to pursue job in abroad? Of course, Poonam, I would like to tell you, I'm already taking classes for people in US. I have a morning batch where I have two people from Edison, and actually they are working people, and they want to switch onto the Selenium, right? So abroad also there is a good scope. Juhi Bhagat says many of them have told me that there is no scope in testing. This is myth, Juhi. There is a good scope in software testing. I have been there in 7 years for software testing, and there are many people already doing software testing. And testing is not at all going to stop, because to test any application, you should have that destructive mindset, right? That actually developers do not have. They are very biased with their application or their. How to enter into software testing field for a career? Piyush Goyal says. Piyush, for entering into the software testing, you should learn all the basics of software testings. You can use my free tutorials to learn, or you may take any course if you want. There are many free or some paid online courses are there. Actually, I don't teach manual testing. I'm purely into the automation. My manual testing courses are free. You can start with manual testing, get some knowledge of coding. Java will be the best, and then learn any automation testing tool. Kazi says, what is smoke and sanity? Okay, this is very important question actually. Let me just show you. This is smoke and sanity. Actually, smoke testing is to test the testability of your application. If suppose you bring some, let's suppose you bring mixer in kitchen. A brand new. And when you plug in and switch on, plug in and switch on, it catches fire, right? So it catches fire or smoke comes. Means you cannot test, you cannot even test this mixer, right? So your application has to be testable, right? So in order to test the testability of your application, we do smoke testing, right? So your application should not crash as soon as we open it, right? So if it is getting crashed, you cannot even test it, right? And sanity testing is something that you do for, it is quite in-depth testing. Everything you test thoroughly in sanity testing. Pooja Dhar says, sir, can we use Selenium with other languages? Yes, Pooja. There are some other languages also, those support Selenium, like C hash, then Ruby is there, Python is there, right? JavaScript is also there. Yes, Rohit. If you have strong knowledge, then no one can beat you. Knowledge is the only key. Shiny says currently company which are the requirement, Java or Python. Actually, I have seen Java the most. Also, people are learning Python because using Python there is too much reduction of code. But I heard that JavaScript is also soon be getting into boom. But you can start with Java. I am a faculty and we are introduced software engineering lab. So I asked what to consider to meet industry standard. And Madhuji, I'll come back to you. You email me on my email ID, and I'll get back to you on this. Amol at scriptinglogic.com. Right. Again, guys, if any question is missing, please don't worry. You can send me your question on my email ID, amol at scriptinglogic.com. Okay, is there any more questions? Okay, so let me just quickly check. Have I missed anything? Just in case if I've missed anything, any questions, so please guys, you can email me on amol at scriptinglogic.com. Actually, we are already running out of the time. So, okay, so I think we'll wind up today's session. We will meet tomorrow at 3 p.m. Right. So if you have any more questions, you can email me on this, on my email ID, that is amol at scriptinglogic.com. And thank you very much.